welcome back to Girly Chronicles.
Yeah. Recording, rolling, we're live. Welcome. We're live. Okay. I just never feel like I know how to sit here and use this thing.
Yes.
How do people do this? Okay. Whose idea was this, anyways? Welcome to episode 10, girlies. Mwah. So I just wanted to say, yes, this is episode 10. I'm so happy that we made it to 10 episodes.
Yeah!
This is amazing. Wow. I have a podcast. We have a podcast.
Yes.
So sorry. But okay, anyways, so I just wanted to thank all of you for watching, listening, whatever you do every week. Thank you. We love you. We couldn't do this without you guys. Personally, my goal is to get us to 100 subscribers, 100 views, 100 likes, boom, 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 100, and then 1,000. And then, so let's go, people.
Go, Kylie, go.
Let's go, lesbians. Let's go.
Go, Kylie, go.
Go, Kylie, go. I don't know that. What is that? Yes, I do. Go, Kylie, go. But me, I think of, let's go, lesbians, let's go. All right. So, yeah, this is episode 10. Mwah. Thank you. We love you. The Girlies Chronicles podcast. But we have an announcement. This is episode 10, but we have an announcement. Jazz, do you want to tell us what your announcement is?
So, guys, I have decided to I sound like such a pop girly, like wanting to step away from the spotlight. I need to take a break due to mental health issues. I need to take some time to get my life orchestrated, and I'll be back and pop in to visit on some episodes.
Yeah, so don't worry. The Girly Chronicles podcast will continue. So today is April 13th, 12th, something, question mark? I think it's the 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next weekend is Easter. Easter on 420 seems criminal, illegal. But
I didn't think about that.
We'll allow it. Yeah, and then the week after that, we have something special planned. So, but next week we're gonna have our lovely producer step in, Jocelyn. She's gonna join us. It's gonna be me and Jocelyn.
Yes.
And then we have a special guest after that. And then, from then, like I said, I'm gonna make all of my friends. I've already texted a few. I'm gonna make all of my friends do this podcast with me. So, I'm coming for you.
Yes.
If you know me, I'm coming for you. You're going to be here, or I'll come to you. We'll figure it out. But yeah, anyways, okay. So this is episode 10. So we have a long list of things we want to talk about.
Yes.
All right, so we had our announcement. Okay? It's going to be okay, you guys. We're not going anywhere. Don't worry. All right. What's next? Okay. Coachella, Jazz. Ooh. Start us off.
Guys, oh my gosh. I love TikTok so much.
Would you go to Coachella?
I do want to go to Coachella. I want to go to a musical festival at least once in my life. However, I know it's coming. Once we're famous, we'll have a VIP experience. We won't be out there in the community toilets and stuff like that.
Not with the commoners, the peasants.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I love TikTok. It's like, unfortunately, it is like how I get all my news and just how a nosy bitch stays like involved with everything.
Right.
So I've been watching people set up for Coachella.
Yeah.
These people are paying $11,000 to camp out there, plus the ticket.
$11,000 for what?
That's what I'm saying. Why didn't they just get a room?
The ticket is not $11,000?
I think it's it's like for a package to see like how many shows that you want to do. I'm gonna try
in
to
this
do like
economy?
a checkout, girl.
In this economy?
So they'll do like, I guess, what artists it is that they want to see, add it into like their package or whatnot.
Comment down below if you went to Coachella.
And then they'll pay for like a parking spot for them to camp out and stuff like that. Which, some of it looks fun. Like, some of them look like they're like glamping.
Yeah, there was one TikTok that the car, did you see it has like the green tent?
Yeah.
I mean, that setup, honestly, it didn't look the worst. I mean, it's camping. Like, yeah, it's camping. $11,000 for what, though?
But that's what I'm saying.
Okay, for the spot?
Because I thought it was cooler out there. Because isn't that
it's
like...
the desert, girl.
I thought it was closer to California, where it was like 60.
It's the desert.
But yeah, I've been to Las Vegas, which is the desert, and it literally feels
no,
like...
Coachella is California, but it's the desert. Like, the desert, right. The desert is the desert. Like, it's going to be hot.
Because Las Vegas is close to California, right?
Yeah. Like Nevada is next to California. That's also the desert, but Coachella is in California, the desert part of California.
Oh, okay.
California has desert as well.
I've been to Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah.
And it literally feels like you're baking in an oven.
Yeah, I've been to I think I went to Arizona. It was hot out there. But we were, like, up in the mountains.
Yeah. It's not like Texas heat, like here, where it's kind of like, it's hot, but there's still some moisture in the air. But in Vegas, it was like somebody, like, took a suction cup. It was like, take anything out of the air, so, like, it's stiff. It's just hotness.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to go to experience that. Yeah, because it does feel like your skin is, like, burning.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that's why it's hot. You're in the desert.
And porta potties, that shit smell that you smell, and you're just like, what the fuck? It's hot as fuck.
I have to go to on your breath.
You know, you have to go to the bathroom. You have to stand in line for hours to use the bathroom. Then you get there, it's a porta potty, and it stinks and it smells foul, but you have to go so bad, so you have to use it. And then the shower situation, there were people waiting in line for like hours to shower at the community showers.
I don't know, you guys. I mean,
I didn't realize it was like
Are music festivals really worth it? Is that really worth it? It's just not worth it to me.
Yeah.
To go through all of that? I don't know.
But okay, honestly, I feel like it takes a special type of person to want to camp.
Yeah, you're right.
So these people probably already have that mindset anyway.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking whenever I saw the car setup. I was like, okay, like, this is camping. And I do want to go camping, but it's the idea of, like, it's packed. Like, you're packed in, you're camping, like, right next to someone else. Like, it's not normal camping. You're not, like, in the woods and, like, you have this beautiful, no, like, you're in the desert. There's a million people around you. It's disgusting. There's porta potty smell.
Have you ever been to a general admission concert?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, poor. That was traumatizing as fuck. That's why I'm like, okay, I already know I can't do music festivals if I have to be like in one of those crowds.
And but you are. That's what music festival is. The whole time you're in a crowd like that. You're standing in a crowd.
I wonder how the celebrities, because there's no way they're living through that. They probably have like a special little section.
They have to. Or else the artist would not
show up.
Yeah.
I would go if I could get into like one of those sections.
Yeah, exactly.
But then I would want to drive away to a hotel.
Yeah, and I'm sure most of them do.
Yeah. Like influencers, okay. With the influencers of TikTok, of the world, of Instagram, whatever, the people that did go to Coachella, they just got an Airbnb together.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, you people have common sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much it costs. Like Maya said, just...
Yeah, because those Airbnbs are definitely hiked up because everyone's coming in town for Coachella. And they want an Airbnb. Yeah. Because people come from all over the country to go to Coachella.
Right.
Because some of Jocelyn's, like, friends from high school or whatever, they went to Coachella. But we don't know their experience.
Yeah.
We haven't asked them.
I'm always so sad that if I could go back in time to go to any Coachella, it would be the one that Beyonce did. Because that was so, like,
right.
I stayed up. I remember I was in college at this point. I did stay up and watch
for the
all
live
of it
stream?
live. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh my So I really wish I would have been able to experience that in like real time.
Yeah, and I guess that's like why, I mean, that's the whole like idea, right? You go for those moments like that.
Right.
But it's just, the idea of having to put up with everything else is like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems exhausting.
Yeah. Okay. I think
because
last
like,
year.
I don't know. I just like, think of like I would be too exhausted to really enjoy that moment.
It's
so it's
so
like
hot.
I would yeah, exactly. So I would rather just see the artist like whenever they're performing on their own.
Right.
You know, I would rather just wait for them to have their own concert
In a venue with AC.
Yeah. So
no, I bet like for those people that buy Coachella tickets just to see one artist, like there was one year where Frank Ocean, he just last minute was like, I'm not doing it. And like all of those people that were standing at a stage, like they were like, what the fuck? Like all of them were so upset. They were all over TikTok just venting. And then I think about like, what if Beyonce would have done that? I would have been like, what the fuck? I just spent 11 grand.
yeah, that's and what a bratty thing to do, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really care that you're an art. You knew you had all this time. You spent all this time prepping and planning for this specific date.
Yeah.
It was on the calendar. Your team told you about it. You showed up for the dress rehearsal, the sound rehearsal, whatever. And then you canceled last minute.
Yeah.
You know what, Frank Ocean? Yeah, you know what? You just stay retired, girl. You just stay retired.
Yeah.
You're not built for this life, honey.
Yeah, okay, because some people that I do notice, like artists that are constantly late or like half-ass their performances or just cancel last minute, I'm just like, bitch, do you really want this life? Like, if you just want to be a rich bitch, just say that.
Honestly,
You don't have to waste people's
just
money.
say that.
Yeah.
And just transition to your makeup line.
Yeah. Just start a little business, like start a coffee shop, do whatever else, be an influencer, but don't bullshit people. Get people there and then be like, oh sorry, I have like a chest cold. Bitch, you gotta sing this. I don't care if you have to lip sync, bitch.
No, honestly.
You better get up there and give me something.
I know you'll have a track. Like, you can get up there and dance around. Come on now. Come on. Just hold the mic. It doesn't even have to be on. Y'all.
Literally, like, your mouth isn't moving in sync with the words at all. And people are still cheering because they're just glad you didn't cancel. What the fuck?
Oh, okay, this is really random, but this is what I thought of whenever, okay, I guess I was thinking about it after you told me that, because she called me last night, and you told me you weren't gonna be here with us weekly anymore. Then I was like, okay, thinking of all the things I was gonna do, like I said, rotate everyone out, and I was like, Sisterhood of the Traveling Podcast. I said, I can't rename it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
But that's the idea, right?
Yeah.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Podcast, you guys.
Because technically, this is still like...
Who's doing that?
This is
just having
still
guests.
like a phase where you're figuring it out.
Yeah.
You know, figuring out like your strategy, what's going to work.
Yeah, we don't have sponsors yet.
It's coming.
Who do I want to sponsor us? Oh, actually, I did think about this. Like, for real, the Pattern, the astrology app, if you're watching this, I will sponsor you, please. Like, please. I really like your app. I don't pay for it, because...
Oh!
Come on now.
Why did you tell him that? I use that shit for free.
Oh,
well, yeah, we are in a recession pattern, so...
we're struggling? Hello?
So just be considerate. What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, I like the app, and I recommend it to other people, so you should sponsor me.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways.
I don't think I've ever heard of this app.
Have I not told you about it? I feel like I have mentioned
She told
it.
everybody but me, y'all.
Because I got Jocelyn on it, too.
I
The
need to-
Pattern.
When you said that, I thought you were talking about the hair care for, like, black people. I was like, when did you start using that?
I don't use that, but...
Maybe. They send me products.
Yeah. Yeah, anyways. The app is an astrology app. It gives you like little updates about like your transits and stuff, and like tells you like, or like the general transits, you know, little like year pattern reminders, little like you're telling you what your aspects are, you know. So yeah, it's cool. It's a fun little app. She's cute. Okay, what's our next topic? So, did you have any more on Coachella? I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I haven't really. I'm not keeping up Coachella. I don't really care about her.
I don't really be keeping up. It just falls on my For You page, and I'm like, watch Julian.
What? No.
I was watching this one girl. I was just telling Maya about. She was talking about how like watching these people live these crazy ass experiences and be super affluent. Mm-hmm. Kind of feels like we're in a dystopian society right now.
We are. That's the thing, though. We are.
Yeah.
Like the wealth gap is insane.
Yeah.
What are you doing to afford going to Coachella?
Cause okay, let's be real, mamas. Some of y'all are like, oh my gosh, like I have XYZ, but I know that is clocking in. Partially, unless like you have some form of business, you know, or like you were born to wealth.
And that's what it has to be at this point. Like, if you have money, well, okay, we do kind of have money on here, but yeah, you're born with it. You're doing something illicit.
Yeah.
Or what else? That's it, really, right?
Right.
Or you have a business.
Yeah. And okay, so I feel like I've really reframed my mind about like the sex industry and the drug like trade and stuff like that, because now that I'm an adult and now that I see how serious these bills are, I do see why, you know, why people would choose that in a way, because it's like, I was telling one of my coworkers, I was like, I literally just listened to a podcast of a woman say that she makes 4.1 million from OnlyFans, and here I am trying to make my dad proud and have morals and stuff. So it makes sense. I'm not judging. I actually really do understand it.
Yeah. I don't know. So I'm just going to go into there's a lot that can be said, but I'm just going to go into our next little point here, which is the hands-off protest, which I feel like kind of applies. This is my Trump hands. Oh. Which I feel like kind of applies, right? The hands-off, the idea. So I don't know if, but you heard about you saw the white people. You saw the TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw y'all white people marching. Let's go, white people.
Yeah, so the idea, this organization, which I'm assuming is national because they had protests in Dallas, and there's another one planned on April 19th. But I guess the idea, will this be out before then? Okay, anyway, sorry. That because especially now, Trump and Elon Musk, their little powwow team, which I'm a little bit confused at this point. I don't really know if the girlies are friends right now, or if they're fighting, or what's really going on there.
Elon and Trump?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
I haven't seen them together, so.
That's what I'm saying. And Jeremy is telling me that Elon quit Doge.
Who is Jeremy?
My coworker, sorry.
Okay, girl, I was like,
sorry.
When did he get in the White House?
No. Because Jeremy, he's very invested in the stock market because he invests, right? He's losing money, so he's, like, concerned.
I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it sounds like girls being invested in reality TV shows.
Yeah, exactly.
So he knows, like, all the side characters and stuff.
Yeah, so he gives me the updates. Because the whole thing right now is that Trump keeps, like, basically, like, he's controlling the stock market. Like, he is making the stocks literally go up and down. And so all of the MAGA bros that voted for him,
I love seeing them upset.
they're mad now because they're losing money.
He's costing me millions. He
Like,
doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
We told you that in the beginning, you weirdo.
Yeah, and he told you what he was going to do, and you were like, yeah, cool. I don't know what you guys expected, honestly. I really don't. And this might be a little bit of a tangent, but I just want to say something to the Republicans out there. And not just to Republicans, actually, to leftists too, because I see, and I get it. Obviously, we're all angry at the people that put that man in the White House, right? A lot of people did vote for him for a lot of reasons. People left the Democrats to vote for him because the Democrats don't do shit, which is like I had been saying, right? And I even said, like, when Trump gets back into office, this exactly is going to happen. It's going to get so bad, and you're all going to have to wake up to the real horror, the real shit show that America and capitalism and this global capitalism is, because it's not just Trump running the show, right? Like,
right.
He's making these deals because of his billionaire besties, right? That are all over the world, including Mr. Musk. But now with the hands-off protest, look who's awake and angry. The white Democrats that were going to be quiet and complacent if Miss Kamala Harris was in the office. If she was in the office, y'all would still... The curtain would still be closed.
Right.
The curtain is lifting. Like, you're seeing the wizard. You're seeing Oz, the man behind the facade.
I knew it was getting serious when I'm from a very conservative, backward-ass area. I knew it was serious when I saw those people protesting. I was like, what's going on here?
When you see protests in East Texas, you guys,
there's a problem.
There's a problem.
And so, I was watching a little bit of a news segment, and this black guy basically, I can't remember like his name, but he was basically saying about Kamala, like, this isn't the time to say, like, I told you so. But in my head, I'm like, she did.
She did though.
He was like,
everyone did.
We're in a recession right now. Like, this is a terrible time in history for us. Like, this is awful. This is not because the time to say I told you so. But yes, you put us in this predicament. So, I'm just like her. I told you so.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, it's really crazy to watch all of this happen, honestly.
Yeah.
It's very dystopian.
That's our favorite word right now.
Because like, how else do you describe this reality? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know. How many times can I say it? Take a shot every time I say I mean. I don't know. Like, I know Earth hasn't been perfect. It's never been perfect. Humanity has always been messed up. But I don't just... The progress that we've made, and then to see it all undone in such a fast way.
Yeah.
And our next little point on here is that... Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like, it has been very quickly. Like,
yeah.
how much power he's been able to, like, access and be like, psych! I'm taking back everything. And I'm like, even though life is real right now, I'm just like, I'm at peace. Just because it does not feel real.
Nothing feels real. And that's the thing. Like, it's very numbing to watch all of this happen.
Right.
Because you really can't react to all of it because it's so much. So you really just have to go, you know what? I can only control what I do. What I can control. I'm going to continue to live my life day by day. Day by day.
Yeah.
I am going to plan for the future, and I'm going to do what it is I want to do.
Yeah.
Freaking out a little bit inside, yes, but I can't let that consume me because I mean, a lot of stuff doesn't matter, but it does matter. I mean,
like the Save Act.
Oh god.
I was thinking about that, and then I was like, oh, I'm for sure not getting married. It's like, you're not gonna give me
what is even going on? What are they even doing? What is this administration and why?
Yeah.
Who? But really, I think it's just we are watching late stage capitalism happen, and this is what happens. Trump is a businessman that is now, for the second time, president of the United States, the largest economy, I would say, you know, we want to call ourselves the largest economy in the world. So he's in charge of the largest business in the world. That's what we're saying right now.
Yeah. And
for somehow the power is in the hands of supervillains, of literal villains, like evil, actual evil people.
Right.
And they are planning for world domination.
Yeah, they are.
They are. Like, as crazy and as conspiracy theory as that sounds, how else do you explain all of this? They are planning for world domination. Look at what they're doing. They're causing chaos, the culture wars. They're causing chaos within us, right? And that's the thing. That's my message to leftists, to liberals. Like, you guys are so mad at the other side, and that's exactly what they want. And on some level, especially leftists, you know that. You know that racism and transphobia and all of these other things, these culture wars, are exactly that. To keep the proletariat fighting with each other so that we don't turn on the bourgeoisie. Because it really, I mean,
unfortunately,
slavery was a choice. Like, it's not.
Kanye.
I know. But you guys, at this point, look, we all have our freaking podcast mics. We all have our opinions. We're all on the internet.
Yeah.
So stop fighting on the internet.
Yeah.
Be friends. Okay. Stop being so mad at Republicans. Honestly, because it's
I'm mad at them.
I am too. Because they are ignorant. It's not all of their fault, but sometimes it is their fault.
They
and sometimes
choose to just blindly just be stupid.
Yes, because it's so much easier to be stupid.
Yeah.
Because being empathetic is hard.
Yeah.
Being empathetic is hard. Dude, this is not on my list, but I want to say this because this just happened. What was it? Maybe, I don't know what time it is anymore. I think it was yesterday. I don't know where I'm going. I go too many places.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was yesterday. I was driving. And there's we go up the street, and then there's people getting off of the highway, like they're exiting, right? And then you cross that to get on the other side to go on the highway.
Right.
And right there's a stop sign, and there was a homeless woman walking, no shoes,
That's so sad.
cigarette.
Hell yeah, me too.
Pink dress, bag, walking,
let's go, bitch.
Coming down. Walking across this street, and the car did stop for her, but they honked at her, and I said, why the fuck are you honking at her? Let her cross the street.
Yeah.
Shut up. Just because you've never been barefoot walking on the highway,
that sounds like girlhood.
Strung out, doesn't mean that other people haven't. Shut up. Just let her cross the street, okay? Yeah. 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes. 30 seconds. I was just I was like, leave her alone. Leave Brittany alone.
No, I was just thinking, before I left the house, I was like, I want to say everything that I, really feel and just express my opinions because they're really good sometimes.
Sometimes.
And then I was like, well, sometimes they they eat in my head, but then in real life, life happens to me, and I'm like, actually, I changed my mind.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my gosh, but no, if I'm like too honest, then I won't make friends in this industry, and then on top of that, they're gonna put me in a conservatorship.
Yeah.
So mind my manners.
No, really, like, if me especially, some of the things I say and think, if I were born like any other time, mental institution, lobotomy.
Yeah, I always
Right
think
away.
of, like, the biblical age. I was like, okay, definitely people would stone me.
Stoned. Right away.
I said that to one of my coworkers. And I was like, sometimes I think about if I was born during like the biblical time, how I would get stoned. And she was like, yeah, me too. Like, I would smoke so much weed. And I was like, no, that's not what I meant.
It wasn't like the weed that we have now, you guys. It was like not that
Rocks.
good. Rocks. It was like grass. It was like actual herbs.
Like healing herbs. And then she would have been really upset about that. So
yeah, so furthermore on Trump being a dickhead, the administration is now, which this is a red flag for American citizens, all of us.
right.
Because right now, I mean, because we all know what happened with Hitler in Germany, right? Okay? They started small, and they got big, and they came for everyone, okay? They started with the Jews, and they ended with the, oh, you have brown hair? Gas chamber.
Oh my gosh, that would be a terrible way to go. That's so awful. When I think about like the Holocaust and just everything that happened to those people, that's awful.
You grew up in a small town, so like, what was your Holocaust education like? This is not on the list, but this is a tangent because we went to because there's a memorial museum in Dallas, and that was our field trip at the end of the year in 6th grade. Did y'all have anything like that?
So we had during high school we had to build the night of the broken glass. Like,
build the what?
So we had Holocaust.
Y'all had to build a museum.
No, we had like so for like English in my high school classes, because they were like pre-AP or college prep classes, we would have like a project. So a house on Mango Street, we built like houses on Mango Street, some shit like that. For that time in history, like during World War II, we had to build these sets like of moments in time. And I remember one of my friends did the night of broken glass.
What is that?
It's whenever the Germans first invaded like the Jewish I can't speak, the Jewish businesses and stuff like that, and destroyed them and stuff like that. But I just remember being really fascinated with World War II and just learning as much as I could, and then watching The Boy in the striped pajamas and being like, the fuck, these people actually experienced that. Schindler's List, we watched that. We were going over it in history class, so I feel like everything was integrated really well. Probably not as in depth as like it should be, because this is America. But yeah, it was traumatizing, like hearing all the things that happened to those people.
Yeah, well, on the flip side, well, not really, okay. But
Maya's gonna get canceled.
No, I really am, you guys. I gotta hold on. Let me reel it in here. No, okay. So I guess let me say what I was actually gonna say, because I started on that tangent, the Holocaust tangent.
Yeah.
But the Trump administration is revoking student visas from students who protested. They were mostly last year, but whenever they had the pro-Palestine protest on campus, they are revoking student visas.
How do they know who did?
Trying to deport. I'm assuming photos, police reports, though those who got arrested. If they got arrested, those are probably the first they're gonna deport and revoke their visas from.
That sucks. You don't even have freedom of speech in here anymore.
Actually, there's students at UTD, University of Texas at Dallas, who are, like, I think on the list, because students there at those protests got arrested. So if they are on visas, they're on that list.
That's fucked up.
Okay, I guess what happened with my tangent that I went on. That's where they start, right? That they're starting here with these students. And oh my god, I saw like a little headline that said they're using like Facebook and AI on social media to track accounts of students if they have any like content that's pro-Palestine. And
that is so scary.
And Mr. Musk is using his AI to do the same thing to social media accounts of employees who work for the government.
That's why I blocked everything that was like the tech bro. So they can't, because my algorithm was messed up for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I went in, unfollowed, and blocked like Tesla, like all of those companies. That way, I'm sure they can still monitor.
No, girl, they can still get you. If you, I'm sure if you have an account, they can still use the AI to like check your stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that is really scary and not surprising. But
what's that one
unfortunately
movie where
very
they were,
scary.
Like, tracking people through like the stoplights and stuff like that? It was like a computer. It could follow you everywhere wherever you went.
Do you know? Is that what?
like,
What's the movie?
It's this one movie where
I don't know, but that's what the
they're
book
collecting information on these people.
Yeah.
But it's like kind of our theory of like having an FBI agent.
Yeah.
These people were for real stalking people.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole I mean, that's basically the idea behind that book 1984. Big Brother, the idea of Big Brother, like they're watching you through all of the technology around
they just
you.
See me at home doing musical shit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why
I'm not doing anything cool.
That's
Leave me alone.
That's why nobody cares if China has our data, because we're not doing anything, you guys. You're the ones who are freaking guilty.
Did you see did you see all the drama with the Chinese and Trump?
Miss Girl is doing her thing. She is not letting up.
Yes, somebody said, "What the fuck? It's two Geminis."
Let me tell you. Okay,
they're gonna duke it out to the end by matching each other's energy. What the fuck?
Yeah,
and I would too.
But China is known for going toe to toe.
Yeah.
So I don't. That's the thing. Like, I don't know what Trump thought she was doing, but this is not it, Miss Girl.
Yeah.
But my coworker Jeremy, who's from China, he's like, I'm worried because my food, like, it's all gonna be expensive. He literally told me he's gonna go buy a deep freezer so he can buy food to freeze.
He sounds so funny.
He's for real scared of the tariff. He told me, he was like, I can't eat American food. Like, I'm going to have to eat tacos. And I said, yeah, I don't really know what American food is besides, like, brisket. And he goes, cheese. Cheese, cheese, cheese. And I said, yeah, you're right. We do put cheese on everything.
And it's good as
fuck. That's what I said. I said, it's good. I said, everything's better with cheese. And he's like,
I think is, like, noodles and stuff for them.
Yeah, a lot of meat and rice and vegetables.
Yeah.
Is a majority of what I see him eat, honestly.
Yeah. No, I saw somebody say, if they're not gonna release our Shein packages, I'm going to get that bitch myself. And it was somebody in the water, like canoeing to like a cargo ship. But yeah, they expose them for like, they're the ones that make our high-end fashion brands. They send it to Italy.
They make everything.
Yes. So then I was thinking about all the celebrities that spend $60K on these Birkin bags.
These tariffs.
You got that from TJ Maxx, bitch.
Like, yeah, and that's the thing with brands. Like, pretty much, somehow, in some way, all of your products are going through the same factories. China adjacent, honestly. I mean, some part of the process is going through there. It might start in Italy or end in Italy. They might stamp it in Italy, but that's about it. They're doing everything else in China or Taiwan.
That just made me think of how dumb like people are.
So dumb.
When we think about the psychology of money and spending habits.
Exactly.
These people will pay for the label. Like,
No, literally.
And then you come to find out, like, the same poor bitch down the street has the same purse as you, same material, you just have a stamp. She paid $60, you paid 60,000. Like that.
No, literally.
I would cry.
I mean, and that logic can be applied to anywhere, and the money is on our list today. Yeah, the idea of money, the idea of wealth, the idea of what that means. Okay, because here's the thing. This is what I'm remembering now that I read that book, now that Miss Donna shamed me for thinking money is evil. Okay, whatever.
I love money and money loves me.
And that's
I love
like,
money
and that's the
me.
mindset that you have to have. But it's, I guess, where I get caught up is the fact that money, for what I've said, is the physical manifestation of greed, because it is like so many times you see these people with money. I mean, look at our current state. Look at Elon Musk. Why are you doing this? You don't need any more freaking money, but you're still. What are you doing? You know, you're still going at it. You're still hustling. You're still on the grind. For what?
Yeah.
You could be on the beach in a hammock drinking Mai Tais. But instead, you're ruining my life.
But, okay. What I will say I kind of have learned when it comes to my money lessons, money is always going to amplify your character. These people were already egregious before. They probably threw tantrums, probably were really emotionally immature before all of this stuff happened. They just got a platform, and money gave them a vehicle and a voice, right? So money itself, it's not actually evil, because I'm sure with your money, you would turn around and help people.
Exactly.
You would give some type of service and use your money for some type of good, because that's your character.
But why is it so much harder for people like me to gain, for people like us to gain access? Wouldn't it make sense for people like us to gain access rather than people like them to gain access to money?
Right.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Money exists, and that's what Miss Donna says. Money is neutral. It's up to the person who makes it good or evil, right? You're right. Money just exists.
Yeah.
And I guess I just have to come to terms with that, because there was a version of Maya, a younger version of Maya, that did think, yes, money is the root of all evil.
Right.
And I'm honestly having to let go of that, because I want money. I don't want money. I just want to be comfortable. I just want to enjoy my life. Yeah. Like, is that too much to ask for? But the thing is, I believe everyone should be able to live like that. No one should have to go without a home, without water, without food, without whatever they need. And that includes luxury too. I think everyone deserves, I'm trying to think of the words, I can't think of words right now. I think everyone deserves luxury as well, not just the basics.
Yeah.
Everyone deserves luxury. Why can't we have that? I don't know.
Okay. I could go on a tangent about this, because
do it.
Because honestly, money has been such a big thing that I've been trying to heal. I don't have a boyfriend. I feel like my relationships are good, and I really do enjoy my life. My really big goal is money. So I just have been working on rewiring my mindset and like understanding why it is the way it is. Sorry, let me take a minute. So, the reason why a lot of those evil people have access to money is because they never had to learn the money lessons that we had to learn. They don't have those mental blocks. They were born into basically having their needs met. So they never assume anything else. What is faith? Faith is a belief in the unseen, right? These people have full faith that the things that they want in life, they're entitled to. So that's why they bring things to them a lot quicker than we do. Now, I hate when people say like, oh, you just chase your dreams, just do X, Y, Z, and they make it seem like people are lazy, or like people just want to talk about the things that they want to do. But poverty is a wound. Poverty does give you the wound of inadequacy. You don't think you're good enough to be in the same rooms a lot of times. You don't have the belief in yourself, and you don't have the belief that things are going to work out for you anyway, because things have naturally, your whole entire life, gone against anything that you wanted, right? So when we think about money, we have to say, okay, it's neutral, like Miss Donna says, but you have to work on healing your nervous system in order to call it in, because you cannot call in abundance in your life when you're already and constantly in fight or flight, because your body is naturally fighting that stability and that comfort that you do want, right? So when you say like, oh, I want X, Y, and Z, it's not going to come to you because you're always anxious or you're always depressed. You don't have the money frequency to pull it to you. So we weren't taught to regulate our nervous systems in a way to where we can feel safe in our bodies, which then makes it safe for us to receive. So I would work on rewiring your mindset, meditation, dropping into your body, and then just journaling, because it does help with those anxious thoughts, and it helps you stay present and stay in the spirit of now so that you can call in good things in your life.
Yeah, and I think I am working on that, and I think I do feel like the mindset shift.
Yeah.
But even listening to you talk, like, I understand what you're saying. I do.
It takes a minute, though.
But at the same time, I still get angry at the fact that, like, there's a whole system set up.
Yeah. I can't argue with you with that, because the people in power have set it up to where they can only be the ones that benefit.
Yeah.
Even with religion, like, it's structured in a way to where you don't think for yourself. It says like, hey, do not trust in men, trust in God always, right? But people don't understand, like, there's a life source within you that you can listen to, that is your consciousness, that is telling you exactly what you need to do. But the way that religion has socialized so many people, we don't have self-trust. And then going back to what Maya said about money is the root of all evil, I've heard that my whole entire life.
Right.
And I really did think that money was evil.
Yeah.
But it's not evil. And I was repelling money because I was like, okay, if I step into any opportunity, or if I allow myself to shine in any sort of way, that makes me a greedy person. That makes me evil. When at the core of me, Jasmine is good. Money is not evil. People are evil.
Yeah, definitely.
And so it took a minute, I'm not going to lie. It took just telling myself over and over. Once I thought a certain way, like when I would go check out, I would automatically be like, oh, I can't spend this. Like, I can't do this. But then I'd be like, no, this is a blessing. This is like food on your table. Thank God that you have money to do this. Oh, every time I pay a bill, thank you, I'm able to pay my bills. If I see somebody with something, I'm like, okay, mine is on the way. Like, I'm next. I'm up next. I started listening to money subliminals at night, rewiring my brain about how I felt about wealth. I would journal about it, act as if I have it. And sometimes I feel like because of background culture, or like just society itself, it's primed us to be super hardworking for our money. Sometimes your blessings come through other people. Like, it's not always you have to go out and get money, because then you tell the universe, or you tell God, hey, I don't trust you to do it for me. I'm going to go out on my own and get this because I don't have a belief that you have a path for me. When really, just ask for what it is that you need and enjoy the moment that you're in right now, and I promise you, it's going to work itself out.
Yeah. Being detached from humanity is really weighing on my soul.
Yeah.
Like, It's because I saw this TikTok. Her name is Sarah Schumer, question mark.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen her on TikTok. She's a creator. She's queer, lesbian, whatever. She's a white lady, white woman. But she's really smart. She's always reading, and she's always like encouraging education, encouraging people to read, and like sharing what she's learned.
Yeah.
And she made a TikTok like making a really good point. Something that I think about a lot.
Yeah.
Is the fact is kind of what we probably already know, right? Is the fact that like we live in a society that expects us to be a machine, be a tool, to work 40 hours a week, right? To do our job every week,
right,
day in, day out, to do exactly what we're asked to do exactly what we're asked every day, you know, on time, whatever, perfectly, next to perfect, right?
Right.
Like, just so many aspects of the way we live, the cars that we drive in every day on the highways, on the roads, like every aspect of our daily life is so removed from humanity. It makes me feel literally insane.
Yeah.
I hate living this way.
Yeah.
I really, really do. I don't know if that's human brain, if that's artist brain. I don't know, but I cannot live like this forever.
It's because, okay, I'm not going to lie. Because I love kind of picking up new information too.
Yeah.
And the lady that you're talking about, kind of backing off of that, it's because we are creative people, right? So naturally our body, we're fighting the natural flow. Like some people can be super disciplined and they can do all the right things by society and thrive.
And that's great. And
yeah.
I love that for you.
Good job. Go Betty Crocker.
Go girl.
But I saw this thing once that Oprah said.
Betty Crocker.
Oprah said, when you're naturally creative, people that do not create or make things, they naturally become depressed. And so, it is depressing to be on a hamster wheel. I don't know how people want the next accolade or the next big thing, but yeah, we're wired to be humans, you know?
Yeah.
And so I feel like there's not really a way to invalidate what you're feeling because, yeah, it sucks. I hate working. I know you hate working. But in whatever capacity that I can connect to people or that I can be like 5 in my head and or paint or, you know, just be playfully out loud, I try to take that moment because there's not a lot of times where we are expressing ourselves when we're in our adult roles, you know?
Yeah, okay, and this brings me to a point that I do have on here, my job interview in air quotations. Okay, so like I was telling you. So I currently, my main source, I have 2 jobs, right? They're both journalism. My job that I work mainly, my main source of income is a nonprofit, and so is my side hustle, my freelance. So that means that they don't pay a lot. And my side gig had a full-time position open up. They're looking for someone.
Right.
And when I went and talked to them, they're looking for someone versatile who can do lots of things because he was telling me the end goal is to basically, because it's a small newspaper, right? Only a handful of people really run it.
Right.
And they have multiple areas at this point that they're doing. So the idea is they're trying to get a few people trained to be able to take over like a whole area by themselves, meaning you do everything top to bottom by yourself, right?
Okay, yeah.
So you have to know how to do like all of it, the business side and the journalism side.
Yeah.
Right? That's a lot. Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not doing all of that.
Absolutely not.
And
what the way he tried to market it like it was like a good thing. We want to train you guys to
whenever he was telling me all of this, in my head I was going, "Oh, but here's a good thing." Okay. somehow we got on the topic of passports, and he said, I don't have my passport. I've never been out of the country. And in my head, I was like, oh, fuck no, that will not be me. He's never been out of the country because he's been running this newspaper, working.
Yeah.
I said, no, ma'am, this life is not for me.
No, ma'am.
What the F?
Yeah.
No.
That's what,
no,
like, when
no. That's what I learned at this job interview.
Yes. Literally, when I talk to people I work with, and they're like, yeah, I've been here 40 years with the company, and I will go on vacation for like a week. And I'm like, what the fuck? No!
That's not what I want. Then this is not the life that I want. I don't want to run a newspaper. I don't want to dedicate my life to one thing. No. I want to have freedom. I want to do things. I want to travel. I want to see the world. I want to have fun, you guys. Like,
me too. I want to frolic.
I want to frolic. I want to be creative. And so even though going into the interview, I already knew I was going to turn down the position just because of the pay alone. Afterwards,
How much was the pay, if I can ask?
It would have been a $5 cut. Yeah. It would have been a pay decrease.
Hey guys, we have this job opportunity for you guys where you can do all the work. It's $12.75 an hour. It's not actually that. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
all these jobs that I've seen listed on Indeed, like, that's what they're paying. I'm like, who the fuck told you that was enough to survive?
Yeah. So I'm glad that I went because afterwards I was able to like debrief with myself a little bit. I was like, okay, what did we learn from this?
Yeah.
And like I said, whenever he was talking, I was thinking, I don't want to dedicate my life to this.
Right.
And honestly, in that chair on the couch, I was thinking, oh my God, no, I cannot do this. I'm supposed to be a star. You don't even know. I'm supposed to be famous right now. Like, literally, internally, I was like kind of freaking out. I kind of wanted to be like, no, you don't understand. I'm going to be famous. Like, I can't do this. Like,
that's good.
I really had that moment in my head. I was just like, girl, calm down.
No, I'm glad you said that because we got to start saying, like, our shit out loud.
Yeah, my little note here is job interview in quotation marks, : I want to be a star - Rachel Berry, because I did start rewatching Glee. I put it on and I like scroll because I just rewatched it last year.
Yeah.
And I'm just like kind of rewatching it just for like, I don't really know. The campy.
Background.
Yeah, the background, the campy, the few good songs that are like kind of.
Not few.
Well, because, I don't know. I just forget how hilarious. Dude, this show, Ryan Murphy, 2009, could never be done again.
Yeah.
Could never be done again. They could not make Glee today. They couldn't. They could not. There was a scene I was like, you can't say that today.
Bro.
He told the one in the wheelchair, he said, you're not trying hard enough. And he said, at what? At walking. I said, I don't remember that.
What the fuck? No, I was watching a little TikTok about like the creation of what's it called? It's like a show on ABC about the secret life of like the American teenager or some shit, where she's like a pregnant girl.
Jocelyn watched that, and we did try to watch it together at one point, but I don't know, we just like kind of stopped watching it, so I didn't see much of it.
It's okay. It's actually really good, but the way they were like talking about it on TikTok, they were like, first off, we're gonna make the best show ever, but the worst show.
Yes, I saw what you sent me. It is cheesy, or I don't know if did you send it to me, or did I just see it on TikTok?
I think you saw it on TikTok.
I just saw it on TikTok. But no, it is kind of cheesy. But whenever the kid is in the session with his therapist, why are those like so deep? Like those talks, me and Jocelyn are like, whoa.
Somebody was like, the lady was like, we're gonna make it the deepest conversation and tell kids about preventing having like sex before they're ready.
No, because my mom didn't want me to watch that show.
Yes, but then it was like, but it's not gonna be for kids. It was like, what the fuck? The way she was spitting it out, I was like, okay, yeah. She's like, it's gonna be at a school, but we'll never be in a classroom. So true.
Now that you say that, I guess whenever we were watching it, I didn't really notice, but yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what? So it was that time in TV was so good. Like maybe
That
it's 'cause
recession
we were, like,
hit
kids.
hard.
Yeah. Maybe it's because we were kids and we didn't have anything to do, but still, I'm just like,
Yeah, and there wasn't streaming yet.
yeah.
Netflix was still CDs or DVDs.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I guess we kind of had a Netflix subscription. We had like one for a little bit.
Oh,
They
I
were
didn't know that.
DVDs, yeah.
I never knew that.
And then we started going to Redbox.
I knew about Redbox.
Yeah.
My mom would be like, go pick out what movie I want to
Uh-huh.
watch.
Yes. Okay, but Blockbuster though.
Oh my gosh, that was an experience.
Blockbuster.
My
yes.
kids are never gonna get to see
That
what
was
that
the
was
thing
like.
to do on the weekend. I was so excited whenever my dad said we go to Blockbuster. I was like, yes, like we can get a movie, we can get popcorn. Like I'm
Yeah.
so ready.
Guys, guess what we're doing today? We're going to Blockbuster. Do you remember Movie Gallery?
Can't
Oh.
say that I do. Don't know what that is.
Look, maybe it was just a small town thing. I'm sorry.
Was it like a store or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was
And
like
then they went out of business.
not a
'cause of
chain.
Blockbuster. But
Oh.
Blockbuster.
See, Blockbuster came to town. That was the big chain.
Yeah.
Movie. What was it? Movie Gallery. She tried to be Blockbuster, but she's not.
But Blockbuster went out of business because I just learned
Yeah.
this. I just learned this.
They went bankrupt.
Well, okay, so originally Netflix tried to offer them a deal to where they could market their movies and stuff like that through there.
Okay.
And then I guess Blockbuster was like, hell nah, we're the big girl on the block.
Oh.
That's what happens when you don't want to be collaborative, bitch. You miss out on your bag. now they're nowhere to be
Now
found.
she's dead.
Cut off.
Actually, I feel like I watched a show that was like literally about like the last Blockbuster alive, like in these times.
What?
Yeah. Dang. What is that show called? If you know what that show's called, comment down below.
That's so funny.
If
I
you've
would
seen
go
that.
just for the experience.
I don't remember what I watched. That must have been a while ago. I don't know. I watch way too much. This is how I watch too much TV. I just love watching TV.
I'm just on the internet chronically.
Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, Rachel Berry, I'm gonna be a star. The job interview told me that life is not meant for me. At this point, like, journalism is really just the way it's my day job. The way that I'm paying my bills right now. But beyond that, we have bigger dreams, bigger goals.
Yeah. Talking about what you were talking about, there was one point where my boss was like, sit down and do your work. And I was like, I'm not even supposed to be here. Like,
I'm the personality hire. What do you mean?
Well, yeah. I
Do
did,
your work.
I did tell them that. And then they were like, Jazz. They all started laughing. And I was like, I'm supposed to be famous. And he was like, Jazz, sit down.
No, but you don't understand.
You don't understand? I was born into the wrong life.
I'm not supposed to be here.
I was so serious.
Lobotomy.
They were like, go ahead and off that one in the back.
That is too funny. Okay, let's see. Oh, we're at 1 hour and 3. Okay, we've pretty much gone through a lot here. We touched on culture wars, just how they're, like, we're fighting over nothing. You guys are worried about trans kids, people, athletes, whoever, for nothing, really. Oh, I saw a TikTok. It was like, I think it was from a news organization, about the, like, okay, they were like, Trump's announcing their tariffs. How is Fox News covering it? And they were like talking about some trans person playing pool in Europe. It wasn't even in this country. Pool. With the sticks and the balls on the table. Billiards. No words. You see what I mean?
That doesn't have anything to do with it.
Exactly. Because what? Like, who?
Bro.
You're truly worried about nothing.
But I'm telling you guys, that is how bored, miserable ass people are. They don't have anything else to do but to loop. They find a way to, like, bring things back to be like, and that's why my life sucks. And I'm like, no, your life
Because
sucks
trans people exist.
Yeah. Okay, I was on Facebook and I saw one of my ex-coworkers make a post about, like, trans people being in sports and stuff like that, and they look like little kids to me. So I was like, what the fuck is this? So he was just like, the post was something about like, my granddaughters will never have to face this. Like, they'll never have to go through that. And all the comments were like, yeah, same. One lady called him out and was like, you were such a nice person. Like, you're the one who has, like...
What happened to you?
Yeah, that's literally...
Girl, are you okay?
She literally was like, what? You're supposed to be the, like, the loving person in our community. What happened to that? And then he was like, I'm just calling it like I see it. And then one guy that is the same age as him was like, honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Like, it's not gonna come up your street anytime soon. And then, y'all, old people are so unhinged. Y'all, that man said, you look like, he said, I wouldn't expect you to support this, but honestly, look at you.
What?
What the fuck? Y'all, I laughed so
Look at you.
Because I was like, and the
Girl,
guy
look how fucking ugly you look.
The guy was
look
like,
how fucking orange you look.
the guy answered back. He was like, hey, like, he's like, I'm not saying I do support it or I don't. I'm just saying they're less than 1% of the population.
Literally. Like, that cannot be stressed enough. Like, truly, what are you talking about?
Yes. So when he said that back, I was like, yes. Tell him, Ben.
Yeah, it's really so baffling to see people worked up about nothing. Absolutely nothing.
It's so funny because the little ladies at my job, I didn't realize, like, people could get so worked up about, like, little shit.
Mm-hmm. What are they mad about?
Okay, so sometimes it's just gossip. Like, sometimes they're just trying to control the narrative about themselves in the office.
Oh, okay.
And so, or it will be, like, about anal shit. Like, you moved my computer.
What?
Like not even, like, picked it up and moved it across the room. Just, like, the monitor is facing a different way.
Stop.
And so, I think that I realized, like, as young as I feel like I am, I really am mature even when I don't think I am. Because, okay, I have to tell you about this situation at our office where they're all passive aggressive in a way where they send these really mean emails.
The women?
Yeah, I will go confront you over some shit.
Girl, don't send me no email.
I'll just be like,
walk over to my desk.
Yes, it's so. Anyways,
y'all just Slack messages?
No, we have an email.
Just email? No Microsoft Teams or nothing?
They have Teams, but we don't use it.
Oh, okay.
So
okay, continue.
So, literally, we have, like, a filing system, but the way that we have this filing system is, like, one of those carts, and we have those hanging folders where we put all the bills and stuff like that in there. So we have reports that we have to work, and so there's 3 of us at night that work these reports.
Yeah.
And move this hanging file rolly majigga. So one of the ladies was paper clipping stuff for the reports that we had to work so that we would know where to go to find these pages, and it would help us work the reports faster. So the next day, there was this mean message from one of the ladies in the office, and she was like, because what we don't fix that night, they have to work it in the morning.
Okay.
So one of the ladies was like, why are there paper clips on this? And mind you, the lady that works the reports at night, she takes them all off. So she's never seen any of these paper clips till this week. And I'm guessing she just was tired and forgot. So she was like, we don't have to do all that. And so one of the girls answered, I guess it's the old conundrum of where when one thing helps another person, it just agitates another person. Like, they find it annoying, XYZ. And so our boss was like, hey, you know, let's just all be helpful. And one of the girls answered and was like, yeah, I do that to help the girls out with the reports. And then one of the ladies I work with at night was like, yes, that's super helpful. Thank you for doing that. I really appreciate that. The lady that initially was complaining, she was like, so she's like, but that's not the way we do things. Like, we don't have to have paper clips on the papers. And my lady that works at night with me was like, I'm trying to see what the problem is because you can't take the paper clips off. And that's
why is she mad about the paper clips?
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. It's
why are you mad?
It's going back to Elon Musk and Trump.
Okay.
Whenever these women get upset in the office, it has nothing to do with how little or how tiny the task is. They have money. They make good money. They have a job that's Monday through Friday. They're off holidays. We don't work a super hard job. But any way that they can complain, it's how they flex their power, right? So I've come to realize, like, you're not really upset because it doesn't matter which way I do things. You're going to find a way to bitch and moan because you have power in this moment, and I'm not going to give it to you. So I'm just going to act nonchalant and passive-aggressive right along with you because I really don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm not getting paid enough to care about, girl, the paper clips.
Yes.
Get out of my computer with that.
Yes.
I might as well turn this shit off.
Bro. And I used to get, like, so mad where I would, like, start fuming because I'm like, that's such a little thing. You can't just do X, Y, Z.
Dude, and I have had to step away from work mentally, emotionally. Because I would be on my desk reading messages that may or may not apply to me and just, like, angry, like, seething. And I'm like, you know what? This really doesn't concern me. I really should not be this emotionally invested. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Is it because, like, people are coming to you to fix a problem that they can fix as people, or what?
It could be that. Sometimes, okay, here's just my most recent example that I can think of off the top of my head. So, someone put a message in the group talking about one thing, right? Oh, where's the YouTube link? Like, just a general YouTube link.
Yeah.
That you can click on any article to bring to our YouTube channel, okay?
Yeah.
That's what they were talking about. My boss, I almost said their name. My boss comes in the chat and at me talking about, oh, Maya should have given you the right link. Girl, I don't make
this your business.
I don't make the website. That's not my job.
Right.
You know who the IT girl is. She's over there. You at her, not me.
Did you say that to her?
I did not say not a one word in that chat because that had nothing to do with me. I wasn't going to defend myself. I was not going to respond to him because why am I responding to you about something that I literally cannot do?
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not a software developer. I don't know how to write code, motherfucker. She went to Rice and learned how to do that, so you better let her do that.
Right.
So yeah, no, I did not say anything. I did not reply in the group. I let them figure it out. Yeah. I just sat back and watched them be confused about it and watched him continue to at me even when the issue was clarified and they figured it out. He continued to be confused about the issue just because he wants to micromanage everything and continued to at me. And I continued to ignore that shit because, again, literally, that's not my job.
If you have a problem, I just come to realize, like, we're all adults. You need to act like one. If you have an issue with me, that's the only time I get really furious is when you take it to my boss and you don't come to me first. And it's always so funny how quickly...
No, this was my boss.
...a woman starts to backpedal. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? No, you said this.
Oh, like within your people? Yeah.
Yeah. And
because they're petty, huh?
Yes, and they're like in their 60s. And when I'm like, why didn't you come to me?
Girl,
they're
grow
like,
up.
They're like,
grow up.
I hate when they do it. That's the only time I get mad.
Yeah, and I guess they're bored. I guess they're immature. And I guess people, I don't know. I have come to the conclusion that I just really think that there are people out there who just really...
need drama.
They need drama. They don't do any self-work. They don't think about any interactions they have with people throughout the day. They have just, like, what are you thinking about on your drive home?
But honestly, yeah, it's because, like, they need, like, a story. Because
I guess so.
Narcissists, I've been learning this, narcissists are really lame. Like, they don't have any opinions. They don't have, like, any cool, like, things about them. So they need to get a reaction out of you to be like, I don't know what Maya still was, but let me tell you about my day at work. And just imagine if people like didn't ever respond and they just ignored this person. They would be like,
that's an interesting point. Again, back to Trump and Elon, because those are two people who I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. Psychologists, check in below. Alex, if you're watching, comment on this. Trump and Elon, I feel like they are narcissists.
yeah,
They're narcissistic people.
yeah.
And I mean, I guess that would make sense, because what is Trump even talking about half the time? I don't think she knows what she's saying.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I catch myself laughing. I'm like, whoa.
No, honestly, because it's just straight gibberish. It's just straight gibberish. There's no script.
Yeah.
Pete Davidson said that man cannot read. And maybe he forgot how to read.
No.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, because he's a rich kid, so his daddy probably just paid his way all the way through his school.
Yeah.
And I did Google his education, but I don't remember what it said. But I heard rumors that, like, he was only there, because daddy paid to get him in there, you know?
Oh my gosh. Okay, honestly, I can't hate on that. If my parents could pay, I'm sure they would.
But the thing is that he obviously, like, I think he went to some business school. Well, he didn't learn anything. Yeah. He's not good at business.
Yeah. I think what it is, a lot of times, going back to
he's
Alex,
ugly and he's loud.
Yeah. Alex sent this podcast once that I listened to, and it talked about cynicism in the world. And it talked about how people who are usually like cynics, they say things very confidently and very, sometimes very negatively too. But it's because the way that they hold firm in their beliefs, people automatically want to side with them because they sound like confident people versus people that are actually confident have a buoyancy. Like they're super friendly, super warm, super happy. But people automatically negate that because there is kind of a war on happy people.
Yeah, because, I don't know, everyone wants to steal your shine. People are just too wrapped up in their own misery. Nobody can seem to step outside of themselves. Back to what I said earlier, empathy is hard.
Yeah.
Empathy is hard. Unfortunately, I'm someone who's just naturally overly empathetic.
Yeah. I think that's a good thing, though. Need people like that.
I mean, obviously it can be good.
Yeah.
For my mental health, though, not so good.
Yeah.
Not so good.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah, but so that's what I've been learning. Money. I don't know, you guys, with this whole, just everything just seems to be on the verge of collapsing. The late stage, the tariff thing, the fact that we use our resources at such an exponential rate, that scares me. Not to be so doom and gloom, but
yeah.
Okay, should I go on my rant right now? The White Lotus rant?
Oh, yeah.
Jazz is just going to have to listen because she doesn't watch White Lotus.
I've seen little clips and it does seem so fun.
I know, but it's not the experience. Okay. So, for those of you who have not seen, if there any are out there who haven't seen the White Lotus or aren't familiar.
Yeah.
Okay, so the White Lotus is, so the White Lotus is a hotel, right?
Right.
And I just connected the dots, the pieces. Okay, so Mike White is the creator of the show.
Yeah.
Did you see School of Rock with Jack Black?
Yes.
Ned Schneebly made the White Lotus. He's Mike White. Ned Schneebly, he's Jack White, or the Jack Black's roommate in the,
Yeah.
He steals his job. Whenever they call the substitute, they just call for Ned Schneebly. He's like, I'm Ned Schneebly.
Okay, so
he pretends to be Ned Schneebly.
How is this interconnected with the White Lotus?
Because that Mike White, the actor Mike White plays Ned Schneebly.
And then he went on to create a show.
And then he went on, he was on Survivor, which I never seen Survivor.
That
yeah,
show is woo.
he was on a season of Survivor.
What the fuck?
I know, right? I don't know the lore there, but the Survivor inspired the White Lotus.
Okay, cool.
Is what he said. Okay, so the White Lotus
Nice.
is a hotel.
Yeah.
Okay, and so there's 3 seasons. So each season is a different set of characters, a different story, set of storylines. But sometimes he'll bring a character over, like 1 or 2, bring them into like another season, and when like tie 'em into that storyline.
Yeah.
So essentially, what it is, it's like a resort, a really nice hotel, a resort basically.
Yeah.
So it's like rich people going to these hotels. So the characters that we're following are like elite people, like they have a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's them at the hotel. You see some of the staff's story, some of the local story, because like season 2 they're in Italy, and so you get like these 2 local girls, and basically the way he like ties them all together, right? So it's a drama. It's a murder mystery. It's a murder mystery drama.
Oh,
Okay,
I love stuff like that.
So at the beginning, but it's like, okay, I'll just explain. Okay, so at the beginning, you see someone's dead, right?
Yes.
You don't know how or who or why, right? Or you might know who, or no, you see someone's dead. Okay.
Yeah.
And then he goes into and he introduces you to the characters and the story and the setting, the scenery. And you go through and you see all of these stories unravel and interconnect, and it's usually some crazy shit. Like, just, it's wild. The White Lotus is so good.
That's great. Okay, and he got this all from Survivor?
I think what he was inspired from Survivor was, like the characters, like, okay, the what's her name? Parker Posey, her character, you know, how she's like this woman, she's kind of like a stereotype, she's kind of like played up, she has like the accent, and, you know, it's kind of like people like that, like kind of like not irony, but kind of like he's making fun of them in a way.
Oh yeah.
You know, but it's all like really good dialogue, and it's shot really beautifully. So I don't know, it's just a really good show. Like, all around, it's just a really good show. You get really connected to the characters because they all have like a secret or you know, something.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, so you have like the people visiting the hotel, the rich people.
Yeah.
And then you get to see like some of the staff, right? They have some storylines, and you know, them as like a working person, or just they might just have like something within themselves. Like the manager in the first season, he's ex-drug addict, so like he kind of has a storyline about that. And then the one of the women who was in the first season, who's now in the third season, she's an employee, so you have like her, you know, storyline and what that is for her. And then also, especially in the first season, because they're in Hawaii, but he does it in every season, he like connects you to the locals, to the local culture.
Yeah.
So you see like the juxtaposition of like the way that rich people experience these countries, or these lands where they have these resorts, and how that affects the culture, and the way they're so disconnected from it and like kind of oblivious and ignorant to it. How they, like, the first season they're in Hawaii. Obviously, we know Hawaii was a colonized island. So there's a lot of history there. So he brings in one of the staff. He has a storyline where he's a local there. Yeah. And he's a staff, and he ends up getting in trouble. So you see, you know, that, right, how that works out for him as just a regular person versus like a white collar person or whatever, committing a crime, you know.
Okay, is Mike white? I can't remember what he looks like. Is he white?
Mm-hmm. He's a white man.
That's crazy.
He is a white man.
Whoa, we love a self-aware.
The show, it's very good. It's like you see the themes of wealth, of how tourist culture affects a local area.
Yeah.
And it's not like, it's not in your face, and it's not like cheesy in any kind of way. Like, it's, I don't know, the drama is just the subtlety. And
Right.
here's my rant. Oh my god, season 3 was very controversial. So many people did not like it.
Why?
I don't know if it's because they just started watching White Lotus like this season, which I think it's a lot of new fans who watched this season. And because the whole, I mean, kinda, if you want to know Belinda's character, you need to watch the first season. Oh, okay. Actually, if you watch season 3, yeah, you need to watch the first 2 seasons.
Yes, that's like starting a book season.
Because there's like, because even though the whole storyline isn't the same throughout the season, the whole time, the little side stories, you want to know the little side stories. You want to know what happened with Belinda, who Gary is. Gary.
Okay. So since they change characters every season, none of the original characters from the previous seasons are on or interlinked in any of the new seasons?
No, yeah, they are. So like,
oh, okay.
So like yes, exactly. So season 1 and 2, you know Jennifer Coolidge?
Yes, I love that.
Yeah,
bitch.
okay. So Jennifer Coolidge is in season 1 and 2. And then there's a woman, I don't know her name, but her character's name is Belinda. Belinda is in season 1 and season 3. And
I don't know why people would start a series at the 3rd season though. That is like not common sense.
It is weird, but I guess it's because they know that the White Lotus is the way that it is. But yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Like right now, like at this point, you do kind of need to see the first. Because season 2, you didn't really need to see season 1. You didn't need to see all of Jennifer Coolidge stuff. I mean, it could have helped a little bit, but but she was the only character. But in season 3, it's not just, it's Belinda and Gary.
Yeah.
But anyways, so my rant. Newcomers did not like season 3. They said it was too slow. They said it was boring. They said it was too many shots of monkeys in the ocean, which honestly, literally shut up. You don't know what art is. You don't appreciate art, because honest to God, the White Lotus, the whole season for me could have been shots of the ocean, the jungle, the monkeys, Thailand. It's beautiful.
God forbid it. Actually,
there are so many shots in this season that are just gorgeous. Yeah. Just because of Thailand is a beautiful place.
Right.
The whole season could have been that for me.
Is that where they're shooting it?
Could have been Planet Earth. Yeah, they were in Thailand.
That's so fun.
Season 3, they were in Thailand.
I would love a job like that. Like just with,
I know.
Come to Thailand, bitch. Let's film.
That's why I want to be an actress.
But yeah, that really makes me interested to start it, because I like shows where your brain has to think. You
do have to know all of it, because it's very detail oriented. Because it's like they'll say one little thing, or you'll see one little thing, and it's like, oh, okay, that might be that. Yeah. Right? Like that's why people get so into it, because it's like that, because it's so like just small and subtle, which makes it so good. I love stuff like that. Yeah. Right?
Okay, I have a theory. I really do feel like people that read digest art a different way. Like I feel like
people who have a brain.
I'm not saying it's like people that don't have the capacity to think in that way. Yeah. But when you're reading books, you have to read between the lines a lot of times. You're trying to pick up like what the writer is saying, or like what's not being said within the chapters. Right. And then it's like a whole community of people that give their thoughts on how they perceive the book, and then you give your thoughts, and it's such a cool, interesting way.
We do know media literacy is under attack, and nobody has any anymore.
Yeah. So I think that people that don't enjoy having to look at the subtleties, or like really digest art, because art really is supposed to mirror real life.
Like the White Lotus really is art. Yeah. Honestly, it is. And
And I like that he's talking about, like, real themes.
Yeah, he is. And, okay, even in the last episode, like, okay, so the whole theme with season 3 is they're in Thailand. One of the characters, Piper, she wants to be a Buddhist, okay? Yeah. And she wants to stay at the monastery.
Us as fuck.
Well, so yeah, through her and just them being in Thailand, which is, like, basically where Buddhism kind of comes from, China, there's a whole theme of Buddhism throughout the whole season, right?
Yeah.
And in the last episode, it starts out with the monk giving us, like, a speech, a sermon, whatever. He's talking to his little congregation. And he, in his speech, like, one of the last thing he says is, sometimes in life, there's no resolution. Because he's talking about anxiety. You wake up, you're anxious, you're thinking about all the things that could possibly be, all the things that you could possibly do. You don't trust it to come to you, so you're going to go out and you're going to do it. You're going to go and do and conquer, right? That's the anxiety, right? That's just like, you got to, the attachment, the ego.
Yeah.
Sometimes in life, there is no resolution.
Right.
Sometimes there is no explanation. And I told Jocelyn, I said, remember that, because I kind of saw a TikTok that spoiled some things for me. But I didn't like the take of the TikTok because it was just like, they didn't appreciate it because they were like, oh, this ending was crap. And I watched it and I was like, that was the White Lotus.
Yeah.
That's
that
the
makes
ending.
sense.
That's the ending, girl. Sometimes there is no resolution. And also...
Oh, wait, is that the ending of the show?
No. Just that season.
Okay.
But the thing is, they were upset because it didn't follow the characters home. Okay, well, if you had seen the White Lotus, you know it starts and ends with the White Lotus, the hotel. We don't follow the characters home. That's not the point of the show. So shut up.
You're not an OG.
Know your place.
You're not a
Sit
true
down.
fan. Fake fan.
Yeah, fake fan. Which is like, yeah, part of the lure, part of the show, right?
Yeah.
Part of the mystery.
Yeah. I like that it ended like that, though.
Yeah, so, I mean, sometimes there is no resolution. Sorry, that's life.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not a cliffhanger girl. I hate when books are like,
well, it's not really a cliffhanger. It's just the fact that you don't get to see the full, because something happens to this family while they're in Thailand. The dad finds out, basically he finds out that the FBI is at his doorstep because his business partner committed some kind of financial fraud.
What the fuck?
So the FBI was raiding his office while they were in Thailand, but his family didn't know about that.
Yes.
Because they're in Thailand. So basically you don't get to see how that family reacts to them losing everything.
I would be like, guys, we have to stay here. We can't go
But
home.
they get on the boat to go home. And the dad doesn't tell them before they get home, so we don't know.
Hey guys, just FYI, when we get back, you don't have your room anymore.
I did just spoil the ending for you a little bit, but it's fine.
That's
you should
okay.
still watch
I'm still
it.
gonna watch it. Yeah.
A bunch of crazy other shit happens that you should see.
Dang, I hope in the next season, because I really am gonna commit and like watch White Lotus now that you've told me it's scripted like this.
Yes.
But I hope in the next season we kind of get to see what happens to that family.
I don't know because like I said, at least one or two characters will come back, right? It's not the whole cast, it's not the whole storyline, because you go to a new White Lotus, like the first one they're in Hawaii, then they're in Italy, then they were in Thailand this season, so we don't know where they're going to be if there's a season 4, right?
Yeah.
We don't know where the next White Lotus is, so it'll be a new set, but someone in the cast will come back some way, somehow, but we don't know who yet.
Fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably won't be the dad. He's probably going to be in cups.
Yeah.
It might be the wife.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell at this point, honestly, because like with Belinda, they could bring her back or they could just end her. She's already been in 2 seasons, right?
I like that he has y'all sitting on like the edge of your seat.
Exactly.
I like shows like that.
Exactly. So I don't know. It's just
fuck y'all fake fans.
It's a really good piece of art. Honestly, The White Lotus is art to me, and that's why I love it so much. It's shot beautifully. The message is amazing. The dialogue, the acting, it's all so good. The plot twists, like the secrecy, it's amazing.
Yes. I like, okay.
The symbolism. Love it.
I was thinking about like why some of my favorite actors or actresses are my favorite. I love Viola Davis. That bitch eats in everything she's in. And I'm like, why do I like her? And like we were saying, like art really does mirror real life. Like there is nuance in life. Like there's beautiful moments.
Life imitates art.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be corny. I'm just saying.
I know.
Like, no. I'm saying I think that's why I like Beyonce, because yes, she dances and she's beautiful, but it's how powerful and how grimy I feel like she gets in her performances. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like she's not worried about prancing and being cute. Like she's giving.
And
her
I
full.
think that's why I'm really liking Charlie. Really falling in love with her.
I like people that are real, because that's how life really is.
Yeah.
When we see Viola in her scenes just crying hysterically, I'm like, me too, bitch. I've been there, bitch. And the fact that The White Lotus has so much nuance in it.
Yeah, it really does.
I'm so sorry, but whoever gave that take, they probably had a cush life. They probably have not known any, like...
Yeah, and even...
life really is like that.
Like that clip that you brought up to me a couple weeks, or I don't know if it was last week, a couple weeks ago, about the women sitting at the table, and she's like, oh, you voted for Trump, like you're a Republican, whatever. Like, someone tried to say that woman isn't from Austin, she's from Dallas, but no, I disagree. She's not from Austin. She moved to Austin from LA or from wherever.
Yeah.
Like, that's why she's living in Austin, and that's the point. That's the character that Mike White is putting into this show. He sees that. He sees me. He sees our Texas being California'd. Okay, I'm not a Republican. I just think that's funny.
That's all the Texans say.
I know.
They're trying to turn us into California.
Don't California my Texas.
I'm like, boys.
Yeah. But that's who that character was supposed to be.
Yeah.
That person.
Wow, I would love to like meet him, because he sounds very intelligent.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't know.
He's
if
done a lot of interviews. He's done a lot of interviews. But this is kind of random. But people are complaining about a scene that got cut that was like a sex scene. But honestly, I don't think it would have made sense, and I think it would have like really thrown off everything in the season, because it was like kind of random. It was in the last episode.
Right.
Okay, why is the season's only 8 episodes? That kind of sucks. I don't know what the deal is these days with these 8-episode seasons. What happened to 20, 30 episodes?
I think probably budget.
Yeah, everything's streaming. Like, there's a million bajillion shows, so everything has to be only... And everyone's attention span is 10 seconds long now.
Unless it's good.
Yeah. I even was reading some comments on a TikTok that was like, I can't listen to a podcast. Why would you listen? Everyone has a podcast. Why would you listen to someone's opinion? Everyone has an opinion. My attention span is 5 seconds. I'm like, what am I doing?
No, I feel like if it's interesting and if it's something that doesn't feel like it's regurgitated, because I feel like you can tell when people are just talking out their ass.
Yeah.
And just saying the same thing they've heard a lot of times. Like, I hate when I'm like, I'm on social media, and it's like the cute little influencers that have never like had any type of life failures, like real life failures. And they're like, guys, like, just remember to like do your best. And if you're going through a rough time in life, we're all going through it. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You're literally staying in a mansion. Shut up.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not someone who gets hooked on to like influencer type people. I would say on my TikTok For You page, there are like influencers, but they're just like gay people who make videos.
Yeah. I watch a lot of unhinged like people that are super funny. But then, of course, I feel like my For You page is so sporadic.
Yeah.
Because I'll watch something and it will draw my attention. And so I feel like my For You page probably doesn't know what it is that I like. It's like, okay, girl, we was spiritual. Now we're like into cooking. Like, who do you want to be? Make up your mind.
Yeah, like for a little while, I had a lot of teacher stuff. And I'm like, I'm not even a teacher.
Yeah. But so I feel like if you watch a video for like longer than 10 seconds, then it will just
honestly, I feel like the algorithm is always changing like every time I watch a video, for like finish a video or whatever, it's like, okay, like 60 of those.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
And right now,
show me other stuff.
Yes, I want to learn something new.
I want to laugh.
Yeah.
Most of the time I want to laugh.
I want to laugh. I want to feel inspired. I want to
feel inspired, yeah.
Learn something new. I love watching like girly content of like women just being in girlhood.
Okay.
Or I love watching Black women who are financially affluent.
Okay.
Educating our community and stuff, and just giving big sister advice.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that. So my For You page looks a hot fucking mess. But yeah, I would say that people that have podcasts, whenever we're giving our personality. We're being different than how most people are. Like, they're just like, I was watching snippets of some girls online. They're pretty. That's the only thing that's saving them, okay? Because they're boring as fuck. We're pretty too, but I'm saying like, that's
pretty
what,
funny.
Yes, we're bold. I'm saying that's what's saving their views, because like the pretty privilege or TikTok pretty, because when I watch their podcast or how they carry conversation between each other, it's so boring.
Really?
I wanted to go to sleep. I was like, how are people watching this? And it's always stuff that we've heard before.
Yeah. Just regurgitating.
Yes. I was like, girl, get me out of here. This is like a horror show. Let me leave.
Either say something and get canceled, or say something
yes,
new.
Push the narrative. She literally was talking like this. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about me finding this new product that I love. Like, that was her speed and tone. That was like,
girl, I don't care about your face cream.
Yeah.
I do not care.
I don't think it was about that. It was about something important, but it was so boring the way she was explaining that I was like, next.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But no, I feel like we're very interesting people.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any last points you want to give us? We good?
We're good.
We've yapped for an hour and 40 minutes.
Whoop whoop!
All right, you guys. This is Jazz's last episode for a little while, so...
Bye, guys. I love you guys.
She'll
Thanks
be
for
back.
watching.
We don't know when.
To be continued.
To be continued.
Not all endings have an ending. Not all endings have a resolution.
Okay, yeah. There's not always a resolution in life.
Yeah.
Piper, no!
Bye, guys.